What's up, everyone? We started a question sticker on our story asking you guys to give us 2 anime series to compare. We took that, decided to make a video out of it. We added a couple different basis of comparison here too. And let's get into it. So these are all sets of series that you guys asked us to compare. And we're going to go through and see who wins each category.
All right. Sounds fun.
And we have our friend Jeff with us again today.
What's going on, guys?
And we might have our sister Emily screaming that Berserk's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Super valid.
All right. So we're starting with Naruto versus Attack on Titan.
Yep.
So we have not. We're anime only on.
Have not read the manga.
So here's the thing. I really wanted to say that because better MC Naruto.
Yeah, it's Naruto. I think in the anime, I think Eren is he's impressively bad.
I don't think he's necessarily bad. It's just like he just does nothing to really set himself apart from anything, which he should do if he's the main character.
He should do, especially in a good show.
Yeah.
He's the worst main character in a good show. I know that's going to change. I've heard he's amazing in the manga. I'm sure he is. But right now,
What do you think, Jeff?
I actually haven't seen these two.
You should check them out. They're
check them
pretty
out. They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a
Attack on
look.
Titan
At it.
Season 4 is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, so better cast.
Also
Naruto.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
Naruto.
Naruto.
Erwin's probably the best character in the anime so far, and Erwin is not as good of a character as Kakashi or Itachi or Pain or...
Dora.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, giving it to Naruto.
Better plot.
I would give this one to Attack on Titan.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
Neither are consistently entertaining.
I mean...
Yeah, I actually...
Attack on Titan's more consistently entertaining than Naruto.
Oh, I disagree. I think that I might lean Attack on Titan as well. I kind of forgot how bad the ending of Naruto is.
Yeah, the ending of Naruto is atrocious.
Yeah. Better fights. Depends on how you value fights, which I think we're
Yeah.
going to get into a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd say Naruto, because
Naruto has way more time to have top tier fights too. I'm not taking any fight in Attack on Titan over the Pain fight or the
Kakashi
Obito fight,
or the last Naruto Sasuke fight,
or Madara versus the 5 Kage,
or
just
Madara
a
versus Sky.
Yeah, just a
It's-
bunch of
yeah.
them. Yeah, so I would go Naruto there too.
Better villains. So I assume that Zeke will be really interesting in season 4.
Yeah,
But as of now,
we don't
Go
really have it
Naruto!
really. Yeah, gonna go Naruto again.
see, it's gonna be really weird when we get to the end.
Yeah.
Better direction. I'd go Attack on Titan.
I would go Attack on Titan here
Yeah.
too. I think especially just the shots that they have in the ODM gear?
yeah.
ODM gear are fantastic.
Yeah. OST? I'll go Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I would go Attack on Titan here too.
OPs and EDs.
Definitely going Attack on Titan here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Red Swan and whatever the first one's called.
I don't know.
Both
But
great.
better animation.
Attack on Titan, I would say.
Yeah,
I would
fair
go Attack
enough.
on Titan. I think Wit is a high tier studio for sure.
The Colossal Titan looks so bad in season 3 though.
Yeah, he does. He looks awful,
So
but that's hard
bad.
to make.
But it looks so good in season 1.
Yeah, no,
It
I
looks so
know,
good
I
in
know.
season 1.
Yeah.
Better best episode. I
Um,
feel like that's actually kind of interesting.
that is kind of interesting. What's the best episode of Naruto?
Best episode of Naruto. I mean, I think the Kakashi Obito fight is in one episode. I think I'd give it to that. It's either that or the end of the Pain fight.
I would almost lean the Pain backstory. I'm not sure which part of that is contained in an episode, but I love that section where you see like Jiraiya going through everything with Pain.
Sure.
The formation of the Akatsuki. I love that.
My favorite episode of Attack on Titan, I believe, is called Midnight Sun.
Yeah, you like Midnight Sun more. I like Hero more.
Yeah.
But those are generally the two that everybody talks about.
I think I'll give it to Attack.
I would give
on
it to
Titan.
Attack on Titan too.
Yeah.
I'd give it to Attack on Titan.
And then overall better series, even though we said Naruto for all of them, I'm gonna say Attack on Titan.
I would probably say Naruto personally, but it's a weak decision for Naruto because Attack on Titan is just going to be better when season 4 comes out.
Yeah.
And season 3 part 2 of Attack on Titan is much better than Naruto. I just don't really love the early Attack on Titan.
Oh, see.
Although that I don't like a lot of Naruto too, so I guess I don't really know.
Yeah. Moving on. Fate Zero and Code Geass. I think this one's super interesting because they're pretty similar.
They are pretty similar. They attack a lot of the same ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen these two either. I'm gonna sit this one out.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should check them out. They're
You
pretty
should
good.
check 'em out. Good
Yeah, I
choice.
really
I'll have
enjoyed
them on
both
my
of
anime
them.
list.
Better MC. This is tough.
This is really close.
This is so close.
Yeah. I think I would lean Lelouch, but it's like it's close. You'd probably lean Kuritsugu.
I think I lean Kuritsugu. I think over the years I've kind of fallen out of love with the Code Geass ending. Like, it's still really good,
Yeah.
but I think I prefer Fate Zero's ending.
Oh,
Especially
no, I don't
knowing
agree. I don't agree with that at all.
everything about
Yeah,
the
I don't
Grail.
agree. I don't agree with that at all. I think a Code Geass has a godly ending.
I mean, no, it does. I
From a-
still think it's fantastic,
yeah.
but I think that's more like plot than
Yeah,
his character.
I think it
which
is-
it does
yeah.
help his character a lot. but-
Yeah, I mean, I think from a plot writing perspective, I think it's probably the best ending in anime. But
I can see that. I just mean for the two protagonist characters.
I definitely think the
might
ending.
lean Kuritsugu.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know. I don't know if I agree actually. Even with that, I really, really like the ending of Code Geass.
Fair enough.
So-
Better cast.
I would say Fate Zero.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Code Geass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I mean, I think Waver, Rider, Saber to a greater extent than in other Fate series.
Fair.
Um,
Fair enough.
Kirei.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think there's more characters that are interesting. In Code Geass, I'm really only interested in, wow, I'm forgetting his name.
Lelouch.
No, not Lelouch.
Suzaku?
Suzaku, Cece, and Callan. I'm not really that interested in anybody else.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Waver, even though I do really like him.
Yeah, Waver's
So-
great.
You might have swayed me here.
Sure.
Better plot. I'm gonna go Fate Zero.
I would go Fate Zero too.
I think it just has fewer holes.
I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of plot holes in Code Geass, and I don't even really know what the plot is.
Fair enough. It's
It's
kinda-
confu- no, I do know what the plot
Yeah,
is.
it's
but
kinda off the
it's
wall.
confusing. Yeah.
yeah. Better fights. Go Fate
Fate
Zero.
Yeah, definitely Fate
It's-
Zero. I don't think. Do we even need to discuss that?
No,
That's-
the animations
that's-
are top
that's
tier.
So
but-
obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direction. I'd go
We
Fate
skipped
Zero.
villains.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Villains,
which is
Fate
also
Zero.
Fate Zero.
Kirei
Kirei.
stomps.
Kirei is great.
Any Code Geass villain. is
So does
stompless.
Archer.
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Direction.
Fate Zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely better done.
OST.
Fate
Fate
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
OPs and EDs. I'll give it to Code Geass. And I don't think it's
Yeah. Yeah. The OPs are not good for Fate Zero,
for any of the fates.
which is sad.
It just feels like it should
'Cause
have.
I love Fate, but
Yeah.
the OP is not the best.
Better animation. Fate Zero.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I could give Sunrise more props just because they have 3 shows that I really love. But yeah, you're right.
Better best episode, and I think we've already said we disagree on this one.
Yes, the last episode of Code Geass is a top 10 anime episode.
I would. I might say that episode 24 of Fate Zero is also a top 10 anime episode.
I would not agree. So I guess we disagree there, and we probably
Do we disagree on this one?
no. I think I agree. I think Fate Zero is probably better.
All right.
Yeah.
Fate Zero over Code Geass. Death Note versus Code Geass.
Yes. So Code Geass.
I'll have to defer to you on a lot of this because I dropped Death Note. at
Yeah, that's the
episode
interesting
25.
thing is you dropped Death Note episode 25. It would be like kind of close for me if I dropped it there.
Interesting. Did you have something to say, Jeff?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen Death Note.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
You should check it out.
You should check it out.
It's,
It's a
like,
classic.
I forgot
Yeah, it is
about
a
it.
classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Better MC. I mean, at least where I am, I'd say Lelouch.
No, it's definitely Lelouch. There's no debate there.
Better cast.
Code Geass. I don't care about anyone besides Light and L in Death Note. I don't think
Fair. Better plot.
Nier is a bottom 5 and fuck Nier.
Better plot.
This I'd actually think I'd go Death Note.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think
that-
I think how they pace the plot, especially in those early
Yes,
sections,
is
was
really
incredible.
well done. I do think there's a little bit of a lull point in the Light forgets his memories.
Yeah, I actually
arc.
really like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
that's an unpopular opinion, and I didn't know it was
Yeah.
an unpopular opinion until
Interesting.
recently.
Yeah, I was a
really
little
like
bored
that
there, but Death Note's pretty exciting, except for the second half of it, which is terrible. But
part. Nate.
that's pretty much my whole opinion on the show.
Fair.
Better fights. I mean, Light fighting Al is pretty sick. No,
Hey.
definitely Code Geass.
It has fights.
It has fights, yeah. Better direction.
I'd go Death Note.
Definitely Death Note.
Death Note's so memorable in its
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, it is.
I don't really remember how Code
Yeah,
Geass is
the
directed.
camera angles, the
Yeah.
use of color. Definitely like how Death Note is made.
Absolutely. OST also would go Death
Also,
Note.
Death Note, yeah. OST is pretty memorable. I don't remember any like backing song for Code Geass outside of the
No.
OP.
OPs and EDs. I'm gonna go Death Note. It's
fair.
so
Yeah,
edgy,
yeah.
but
it's
I
so
like
edgy,
it a
but I
lot.
like it. Yeah, I agree.
Death
It's-
Note
it's-
OP1
it's-
is sick.
Yeah, it's heavy like middle school new metal vibes.
Yeah,
I
but
kinda
it's
fuck
pretty
with it.
good.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with it.
Better animation. I'd go Death Note.
Yeah, and it's mostly because of the direction and use of color, which factors in with the animation too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then better best episode, I think it's Code Geass by a landslide.
I mean, unless anything after episode 25 compares, then I'd agree.
The top 25 best episodes of Death Note are the first 25 episodes.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I would go Code
The
Geass.
second- yeah, I think the second half of Death Note is garbage.
Overall,
Just to be
best.
completely frank, it's horrible.
Overall, better series.
Code Geass
All
by
right.
by quite a bit, in my opinion,
All right.
because of that second half of Death Note. I do think that Death Note was on pace for it. I think the first 25 episodes of Death Note are pretty comparable to the first 25 of Code Geass, but fair.
This is all you. Berserk versus Vagabond.
This is all me, yeah. Berserk vs. Vagabond. I talked about this a little bit in a different video, but for main character, Guts and Musashi are basically the same character. They go through a lot of the same conflicts. Guts and his reaction to the eclipse, and Musashi and his reaction to the Yoshioka massacre are a lot of what defined them. I think that the time before then is a bit more interesting for Musashi in seeing him wrestle with this invincible under the heavens idea and how he matures sort of out of that. And then post their two big events, I think that Musashi's development is a lot more explicit. I really wish that we got more actual discussion and insight into what Guts is feeling. Although I do really appreciate the visual representation of what he's feeling with the Beast of Darkness and the Berserker armor, I would give Musashi the better MC nod here by not a lot, but yeah, I would take Musashi. Better cast. It's tough because I think that the second best characters in each are Griffith and Kojiro, and I think Griffith is better by a solid margin, but I don't really know how I would go with cast. I think it's really close. I think I might lean Vagabond a little bit here too, because I don't love a lot of the Berserk characters outside of Guts and Griffith. I think Casca is interesting, but obviously there is a lull in her character development, if you will. So I think I'd lean Vagabond, but again, it's by a hair. Both of these Vagabond victories are very marginal. Better plot, easily Berserk. Berserk's plot is fantastic. Watching the ascent of Guts and Griffith, their relationship, the events that happen after are one of the best plot points in fiction. And then everything that happens after it. I love the Falcon and Millennium Empire arc, watching Griffith do Griffith things. And yeah, Berserk's plot is just excellent, but I'm not really surprising anyone there.
Oh, Berserk praise?
Yeah,
Shocker.
yeah, shocking. Better fights. I can't think of a series where I wouldn't put Vagabond over in terms of fights. I really do enjoy fights where you have both intricate combat, but also detailed discussion of characters' ideals and their outlook on the world, and have that be woven into the fight to give sort of an emotional oomph to it. I think that Vagabond does that excellently. I think the Musashi versus 70 Yoshioka fight is a top 2 fight in anime and manga. Yeah, definitely giving the fights here to Vagabond. Better villains, easily Berserk. Griffith is probably the second best villain in anime and manga to me. And yeah, I mean, there's not really a direct villain in Vagabond even, so this isn't much of a competition. And unless we were going against the one show where I think Berserk would lose to, then it's Berserk. So easy villain there. Direction, I guess this doesn't really work because they're both predominantly manga.
I mean, you could say how they use the visual
That's what I
medium
was gonna.
to-
That's what I was gonna get into.
Okay.
I think the way they use the visual medium, the way they use manga and visual representation, would be the replacement, and I would give that firmly to Berserk. As I was talking about before, I adore the visual representation of Guts' internal conflict and I think that Miura does a little bit more in terms of showing things on the panel. Although I think both of them are phenomenal artistically. OST.
Oh, Guts' theme? Have you heard it?
Yeah, I mean, Guts is I think the Berserk OST is the best OST personally. So
I mean, I disagree, but
I know you
it's better
disagree,
than
but-
Vagabonds.
yeah, I mean Vagabond doesn't have one, so
Hey.
yeah, Berserk wins OST handily to pretty much anything,
And it shits all over OPs, too.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
so
hey,
good.
it has an OP. I think I'd give Vagabond the OP win, even though it doesn't have one.
Oh, I actually like
But-
Berserk OP a lot.
I mean, all right. Better animation. I guess this would translate to better art. I actually prefer Vagabonds. I know that's a hot take. I really like the realism, but I think it's close.
Emily's glaring
Maybe
at you.
maybe Berserk's is a little bit technically better, but I like Vagabond's art quite a bit. I don't know. I think I want to just give that one a tie, to be honest, which is a cop out, but
Fair
I'll
enough.
give it a tie. They're both peak.
Best episode. So, do you want to say best like,
episode.
moment or
best
chapter?
moment, best
or
chapter.
chapters?
Yeah, best chapter definitely goes to the Eclipse,
Mark?
of course. Overall, better series. I would lean Berserk, but barely. So yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, these sound really interesting. I'll check them out.
Yeah,
That's fair.
you should.
You should.
They're
Yeah.
really good. They're like
Yeah.
the top 2 most classic manga out there.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll read them.
Yeah, you should.
Alright, moving on. Hunter x Hunter versus Gurren Lagann.
This is a great matchup.
Yeah, this
This
is fun.
one's really interesting.
This is
Yeah.
fun. Better
Um,
than C, I'd go Simone.
Simone by, yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Simone.
Cast, I'd go Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter just has a much more
This
expensive
has
cast.
another character.
Yeah, yeah.
Besides the main character.
yeah.
Who's good.
Yeah, even if we're gonna do top 5, it would still be a blowout for Hunter x Hunter. But
Yeah.
once you get to top 15, which you could do for Hunter x Hunter, you could
Yeah.
you could name 15 like solid characters. You just couldn't do that with Gurren
Oh,
Lagann.
no.
Yeah, so definitely better cast.
Better plot. I don't know.
I would argue for Hunter x Hunter here.
See,
Actually, no, you know what? I don't.
I would definitely argue for Chimera Ant.
Yeah, I would argue for
don't know if
Chimera.
I'd argue for Hunter x Hunter though.
I would argue for Chimera Ant. And that's sort of my feelings of the series overall. I would argue
Yeah.
for Chimera Ant over Gurren Lagann, but I would argue for Gurren Lagann over anything else in Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily.
It's not close.
Yeah, it's not close one.
I mean, we were getting a lot of hate because I put on the story that without the Chimera Ant, Hunter x Hunter's like 4.
Oh, I would give it like a 5.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I like a lot of my 5s though.
Yeah. No, I mean,
No.
I like Hunter x Hunter outside of. I enjoy the show quite a bit. I just think that I think the writing discrepancy between Chimera Ant and the rest is wild.
Fair.
I like the
absolutely.
election arc a lot, though. I will
Yeah,
say. I
it's
like
like
the
a
election.
5.
No,
It's like a
no,
really
it's
solid
not.
5.
It's
It's
like
like
a
a
strong.
solid
It's like
5.
a strong 6.
No, it's a solid.
It's a
5.
strong 6.
You're gonna compare the election arc to like JoJo Part 4.
I gave JoJo Part 4 7.
Oh, I thought you gave it a strong 6.
No,
I gave it a strong 6.
I mean, but even still, yes, I would.
Hey, Jeff, looks like you want to jump in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both in my plan to watch on MAL. I'm
Gotcha.
excited to check them out.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah, they're really good series. You should give them a listen or a watch.
So better plot. I'll just say Hunter x Hunter because Chimera Ant's just good.
Sure.
Because that's what I do all the time for Hunter x
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah.
So better fights.
I'd probably go Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Because there really is like one prime fight in Gurren Lagann that is by far
There's
the best
2.
fight. Okay, yeah, there is 2.
There's 2.
The 2 like
There's
final
like-
bosses.
There's like 3.
What the hell's the third?
8, 14, and 27. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, the big Kamina fight.
Yeah.
The
Genome fight.
Lord Genome, and then the anti-spiral.
Yeah.
I like all those quite a bit, but I would definitely take Mirom versus Netero
Absolutely.
over any of them. I would take Goen versus P2 over.
I
I don't know if I'd take it over the anti-spiral fight,
I don't
but
think I would either.
I would take it over the other 2.
Yeah.
And then Hunter x Hunter has the next 30 best fights between
Something
them.
like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
go on Hunter x Hunter.
better villains.
It's Hunter x Hunter.
It depends on what you define as a villain. But no, I'd go Hunter.
Okay, yeah, it's Hunter x Hunter.
I'd go Hunter.
Most people listening to this would consider Mirom to be a villain, and he is the best villain between the 2,
Yeah.
handily.
Yes.
Better direction. Are you gonna give me some sort of Gynax Stan take here, or?
No, I think I was telling you earlier. I don't really remember how
Oh, yeah, you were telling me
Lagann
this.
is directed, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that memorable.
I don't think it was that memorable either. I think that the direction, especially again in the Chimera arc.
See, I'd actually say the York New arc, which is the only time you're gonna hear me praise it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, the York New arc is very well directed too, especially in the way they create atmosphere.
Yeah.
But would give it to Hunter x Hunter. OST,
I don't think I remember any of the Gurren Lagann OST outside of Railroad Fight the Power.
yeah, I mean just the violin track in Chimera Ant
Yeah.
is so gorgeous. Better OPED. Going Hunter x Hunter again, honestly. I like the Gurren Lagann OP quite a bit,
I'm
but
going Gurren Lagann.
Departure, come on, man, Departure.
I don't know how to say it.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
know the name of the Gurren Lagann one. I don't know how
Yeah,
to say it though.
yeah.
I don't want to butcher it.
The EDs for Hunter x Hunter are also excellent.
Fair enough.
I really like the Greed Island one. I like the.
Oh, I love the Greed Island one.
Yeah.
The second
the
Chimera
Chimera
one
Ant
too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good. They
Fair
have
enough.
great EDs. I
Kinda
think if you
forgot
lump
the
that
EDs,
in,
yeah.
if you
Fair
lump
enough.
that in,
Better animation. Here,
I would say
here I'm
Hunter
gonna
x
Gurren Lagann stand.
Okay.
I'm gonna Gynax stand here.
yeah, no, I would go Hunter x Hunter because Madhouse is the best studio.
The Gynax is better.
Nah,
Hey,
better best episode. It's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
It's 135. It's this person in this moment.
I might go Zero and Rose.
Okay, fair enough. I can see that.
Yeah.
Then an overall better series.
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
It
Yeah,
pains
it
me
hurts
to
you,
say.
I know.
It pains me to say, but
Yeah,
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Moving on.
This is a great one.
Is this just all of Fate, or is
It's all of
specifically
Fate.
Heaven's
It's
Feel?
all of Fate.
This one sucks.
I just picked. Yeah.
This one sucks.
because Fate is so goddamn good.
Fate is so good. They're
But it had to go against
fairly
Monogatari.
comparable, and they're similar series,
Yeah.
but it had to go against Monogatari.
They're so similar.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jeff?
I'm not sure about these. I haven't seen them, so I can't really. I don't have much to weigh in on this one.
Gotcha.
You
You
should
should
check
check
them
them out.
out.
They're
Yeah,
really
good
they're
series.
incredible.
Yeah,
They're the
let
best
'em-
series we've talked about, or maybe not Berserk or Vagabond.
I'll add them to my anime
That's
like
like
my
the best
watch.
series we've
My
said.
watch.
Yeah,
list.
These
My
are.
watch.
This is the. This is the second best set I would say so far.
Yeah, better MC, Araragi.
Yeah. Sorry, Shiro. Shiro's great.
See,
but-
they're so fucking similar.
Yeah.
I would say that. Actually, I guess we'll get there. Better cast, Monogatari.
Monogatari. Yeah.
It's not that close.
It's a top like 2, 3
It's-
cast.
yeah.
It's pretty
better,
excellent.
better plot. Now we can give something to Fate.
Yeah, Fate definitely wins plot because there
There
is
is
one.
Yeah, there's a plot.
There's a plot.
Better fights. Fate.
Fate. Yeah,
'Cause they
definitely
have
Fate.
top tier fights.
Yeah. Villains. Also Fate.
Yeah. Very true.
Kira, great
Is
villain.
Top tier.
Unless we wouldn't consider Kishon a villain and Kizu, then I might go my version of a Stan.
I was gonna say, do we consider Kaiki a villain?
Yo, Kaiki's best girl.
That's true.
Better
direction.
Monogatari.
Monogatari.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Monogatari probably wins that for against anything.
Pretty much. Almost.
Yeah. Direction on it's
I
pretty
mean, I'll
amazing.
stand on some
Yeah,
things.
I know.
OST Monogatari.
Oh, such a good OST.
It's so good.
It's so goddamn good.
OPs and EDs. Here, Monogatari stomps.
Stops. It would
The
win.
Fate,
Yeah.
the Fate OPs are so bad.
Yeah, I mean the Monogatari OPs are really great. I remember underrating them, and then I kind of thought about it. I was like, yeah, they have 5 top 20 OPs.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
Better
and
animation,
Monogatari
Monogatari.
wins against anything.
Better best episode. So, can we count whatever the last 20 minutes of Heaven's Feel 3 is as an episode, or can we count Heaven's Feel 3 as an episode? Can we do any of that to give it to Fate?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you want to say,
I think that's the better climax.
yeah,
How's that?
yeah, I would agree. I think the last part of Heaven's Feel 3 is better than anything in Monogatari, but Monogatari also has 10 A tier high points.
Yeah.
So, so we'll give that one to Fate.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's Monogatari.
Overall better series, yeah.
It's Monogatari.
It's weird because they're kind of close, and I give them the same score,
Sure.
out of 10.
Sure.
But I'm very sure that it's Monogatari.
I'm sure of Monogatari too, yeah.
But they're both incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not insulting Fate. I'm such a Fate stan, and it hurts to see it lose in so many categories. Where I think it would win against any other series.
Yeah, almost any other series, yeah.
Moving on to Fullmetal Alchemist, I assume Brotherhood versus Code Geass.
Yes. So we already kind of talked about Code Geass, so I don't know how much I want to rehash those points.
Yeah, I haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, so I can't weigh in here.
Oh, it's definitely
It's
a
a-
must-see
Yeah,
series.
it's a
You
must
should
see,
it.
yeah.
I'll check it out.
It's a must watch for any anime fan. So you
Absolutely.
gotta watch that, bro.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Better main character. It's Lelouch.
It's Lelouch by
not
a lot.
close.
It's by a lot.
It's not
It's
close.
Lelouch by a lot. It is Ed is like good, but he's what's expected from a competently written show. I don't think
See,
he really goes above and beyond.
Here's the thing. You know how we're insulting Aaron before?
Yeah.
The fact that Aaron isn't as good as Ed is a problem.
Is a problem, yeah. Because
Yeah.
Ed, from someone who is a competent writer writing a series that is a good series, you should be at least as good as Ed Elric.
Yeah.
He's like the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the standard.
Yeah, he's a standard.
Better cast, I'd go Film the Alchemist.
Yeah, overall for sure. Deep cast. I think Roy is comparable to Lelouch.
Fair
He's
enough.
a side character.
Better plot, I'd go FMA. It just has less holes.
Yeah, it's more tight.
Yeah.
It's strong. Other than the ending of Code Geass, I think that FMA is consistently better.
Fair. Better fights.
FMA.
Yeah,
I really like the fights. In
I don't
FMA.
love their style, but in terms of animation, like how it moves, Bones is kind of a top tier studio.
That's fair. Yeah, and
Like,
I think that
FMA,
they're
Mob Psycho.
sure.
They're both
Yeah,
incredibly
yeah,
animated.
I agree.
Better villains.
I'd go FMA here.
Same.
Yeah. I think that, I guess, spoilers to talk about villains in this show, but yeah, let's say the homunculi as a
Yeah.
whole, are
See,
really
well,
interesting
it's
villains.
interesting. You know how people always bring up-
show the conflict of humanity. That is the theme of the show very well.
Absolutely. You know, people bring up like villain groups.
Yeah.
I never see the homunculi in those conversations, and they're kind of the best one.
Yeah, they're really great.
Like Akatsuki, Phantom Troop are always brought up. The homunculi are just
I would
so
take
good.
the Akatsuki over the homunculi. I
Fair
love the
enough.
Akatsuki. They have Itachi and Pain in them.
Hey.
Yeah. But yeah, the homunculi are great. And then especially from a series that's as popular as FMA.
Yeah.
It's like
It's weird that
the
that's not
most
brought up all
popular
the time.
anime. Yeah.
Better direction?
I don't know.
I think I'm leaning Code Geass. I think that they do direct the theatrics of Lelouch's
Yeah,
more out there scenes fairly well.
they do. Yeah,
I think I'd lean Code Geass.
I agree.
think
I don't
it's
think
close.
that either of them do anything all that exceptional
No.
in direction though.
No.
But
OST?
I don't really remember the OST of either that much,
Neither do I.
which I don't
Which is weird
think is
because you watched FMA recently.
very recently. I don't think that that's particularly my fault, though. I just don't think that either of them had all that memorable of OST. I love OSTs, and I will talk about them extensively. I just don't really remember either of these that well. I want to say FMA, but I don't really know.
I want to say FMA too, but I'm like 5 years removed from watching either of them. So
Yeah, okay.
And I don't remember
Moving
them
on.
all.
Better
OPs and
OPs.
EDs. FMA.
Easily FMA.
Oh, it's that close.
FMA is up there for best OP sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. All four of them are pretty damn great.
All 5 of them.
Oh yeah, there are 5. You're right. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty great. Better animation. I would go FMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks better for sure.
Yeah, see, Code Geass, they look like frogs.
They look like noodle people.
Yeah, they're like noodly frogs.
There's no reason for them to be that tall and skinny. It's
No.
weird.
See, I actually like a lot of Clamp's character designs, but they look bad.
Yeah, not a huge fan.
Alright, better...
Best episode.
Yeah, it's Code Geass.
Easily Code Geass.
Code
Yeah,
Geass.
yeah. I mean, if you think it's FMA, you're standing a little.
Yeah.
You're standing a little. You gotta own up to it. You're standing a little. And better overall series.
I lean Code Geass.
I lean FMA.
Fair enough.
I think it's
they're
really close.
I think they're close.
Like on my Annie list where I have things in decimals. I think I probably have them 0.1 off.
Same.
Yeah, so it's really close. You know what? Maybe I am Code Geass. I don't know. But yeah, they're essentially tied.
Yeah.
If we put out a list of best anime, they would be next to each other.
Yeah. If we do.
When
we're
we do.
going
Yeah,
to.
we're going to.
Soon.
Soon.
It's
yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Top 25? Is that what we're doing?
I think so.
Top 25. Yeah, top 25 anime when we hit 2,500 on Instagram.
Yep. Alright. Monster and Berserk.
Oh, what a great matchup.
I have no idea.
I love both of these. Better MC. And you can talk about it a little. You haven't finished Berserk, so you have less
I haven't
insight,
finished
but-
Berserk, but the problem is... Hold on. I think I'd give it all to Monster besides plot or fights. That's the problem. I haven't finished
Oh
Berserk.
yeah, okay. You haven't finished Berserk.
I'd give everything to Monster besides fights.
I haven't
Jeff.
seen Monster yet.
Except OST.
I've heard that the main character is like sick, so I'm really excited to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you should check. I mean, Monster's incredible.
Yeah,
You
Monster's
should absolutely
amazing.
check it out.
It's more the villain that people gravitate towards.
I love
but,
the MC.
yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, I love him.
Better MC. Yeah, I think that Tenma is a super underrated MC. I don't understand why he isn't put in a conversation with some of those other top tier sign-in guys. I think he is overshadowed by Johan a little bit, but still, I would give it to Guts, but not by the margin that most people would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the beginning of the Millennium Falcon arc.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I do think that Guts gets some fairly significant character development in the Millennium Falcon arc.
fair. As of now, I'd say Tenma by a landslide, but again, I'm done with Monster and I'm not done with Berserk. So
I mean, I would give it to Tenma if I had only read the Golden Age arc of Berserk. I would give it to I would think it's a tie if I had finished Conviction, and since I have finished Millennium Falcon, I would give it to Guts.
fair enough. I will look for Guts to improve in the coming chapters.
Better cast, I think, is handily Monster. I think that Guts and Tenma are relatively close. I think that we'll save the villains for that section, but I think the side characters of Monster are all excellent. One of the things that I really appreciate about Monster is their ability to bring in side characters out of nowhere and make them immediately interesting and have us follow them for like a 2-episode span. Martin would probably be the
Martin's
most
so
notable
good. I
example.
love Martin.
Martin comes out of nowhere. He's not a character.
No,
he just comes out of nowhere. You follow him as basically the protagonist for a couple episodes, and he's thoroughly entertaining and interesting the entire time. They do that a couple other times too with Richard, and who's the other guy who goes to meet up with Anna?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but they're really interesting. And they're not the most interesting side characters. I think that Anna Liebert is sensational. I think that Eva Heinemann is extremely well done. And Lunge is also
Absolutely
well done.
Yeah.
I definitely give it to Monster. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I forgot the, fifth best character between two shows. Okay, better fights. Gotta be Berserk.
There are fights.
There's fights in Monster, but
there's like 2 of them.
I don't find gun fights to be all that interesting, personally.
Oh, the best fight is Roberto versus Lunge.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But better villains.
No, gunfights aren't interesting unless it's in Fate Zero.
Yeah. I was talking about this earlier, how there's one series where Griffith would lose a best villain fight, and it's this series because Johan is the best villain in anything. And yeah, Johan wins. He is exactly what a villain should be. He's the gold standard. He drives the entire series. Every second of the show is spent thinking about him, which is something that you could say to Griffith after the events of the Golden Age, but I honestly don't even think it's as intense as the feelings of fear that Johan instills in everybody throughout the whole series.
I mean, like, you think about the Hill of Swords, and that's such like a great moment for Griffith's presence, and like you see how Guts and Casca are reacting, and that's sort of the big appeal of that scene. Even just Johan walking down the fucking hallway.
It's terrifying, yeah.
Just him walking down
I
the
watched it
fucking
5
hall.
times. When Martin walks down and says, I saw the devil,
Yeah.
and I was careful not to look in the devil's eyes.
Oh,
I watched
it's
that 5
incredible.
times.
It's incredible.
I was just blown away. Johan is just incredible.
Him pointing at his forehead
is amazing. Episode 49 of Monster, where you see the much praised ability of Johan to just draw anyone into complete hell. We get to actually see it happen.
and it's done so well.
And it's done so goddamn well. It's an amazing episode. Johan, I think it's pretty clear cut, but I know that a lot of people think Griffith is the best villain in anime and manga, so. Direction. Well,
Hey.
I watched the anime for Monster and I read Berserk. So it's a tough comparison there. So I don't really know if I can give a valid basis of comparison.
Fair enough. I do think Monster's very well directed, though.
Yeah, I agree. Monster is phenomenally well directed, but Berserk is incredibly well drawn. I almost want to just give it to Berserk because I think that Miura's paneling and everything and how it incorporates into directing the story is just so goddamn good. I'd probably give it to Berserk.
Fair enough. OST?
Well,
Hey.
yeah, Berserk has the best OST, so.
OPs and EDs. See, Monster has top tier EDs.
I agree.
People who
Yeah.
skip EDs, just come on.
I mean, I think the Berserk OP is like, it's hysterical.
Oh, I love it.
Because it's fun.
No.
You think it's good?
No, I enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Monster. Better animation. Well, this is the thing. If we are talking about the anime, which most people with these series aren't, obviously Monster is better animated because Berserk is not well animated. But if we're talking about the manga, which is what most people talk about, Berserk is far better drawn. I don't think anyone would debate that.
No.
Yeah. Better best episode. I actually, because episode 49 of Monster, getting to see what Johan does versus the Eclipse, and I may lean the Eclipse, but I
wouldn't.
feel, I feel like I'm being cheap in doing that because I think that Monster probably would have the next best 4 episodes between them.
Here's my hot takes because I think Berserk's incredible. I think it's so fucking good, and I'm just not close to where the consensus opinion
Yeah,
is.
you think it's a 9, and then people lose their minds.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's a 9 and people lose their minds. And Emily's shaking my head at me, or her head at me.
Yeah.
I would take episode 73, episode 71, episode 67, and episode 49 over the Eclipse.
Interesting. I don't think I would go that far, even though Monster is my favorite series. But yeah, overall better series. I think Berserk has the potential to change my mind because it is not done, but I think it is definitively Monster.
Alright. Zombie Galaxy versus Mob Psycho. This one's so sad because I love Mob Psycho.
See, I know that I like Tatami Galaxy much more than you, and I like Mob much less than you. So I wasn't sure if we were just going to go back and forth on this one.
No, we're not. I mean,
Jeff,
we will.
Jeff, you have seen both of these series.
Yes.
You have seen both of these series, so you can contribute this time if
I
you want
can
to. Yeah.
contribute
So you
this
know what,
time.
Jeff? Why don't you lead the way for this one? Who do you think is a better MC, Mob or Watashi?
Watashi.
Yeah,
I gotta give it to Watashi
Yeah,
for
it's
one.
definitely Watashi.
It's
Mob
not-
is popular, but
Mob's great, and
I don't
Mob's
know.
so interesting. And I think that when season 3 comes out, he has the potential to overthrow Watashi. 'Cause
Sure.
he's so interesting.
potential.
But it's so Watashi here.
It's so Watashi. Watashi is far better written, has a much stronger arc, and more interesting development.
Yeah. So then Cast is here.
Also, his design is great. I love it. I love everything about the visuals of. But we'll get into that.
See, Cast is weird because, like, Reagan's a character.
Reagan, yeah.
Oh my
There's no
God.
real other character besides Watashi, but
Well, Reagan, hot take, Reagan is the best character in Mob Psycho.
hey,
He is the best episode. I think he's more interesting than Mob. I love Reagan.
Reagan's there.
Yeah.
Reagan is so sick.
I don't know, though, because, like, Higuchi's interesting, Ozu's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Like, there are other... The hygienist.
yeah,
Like, there
she's
are
really interesting.
other characters in
Yeah.
Zombie Galaxy which you don't really think of.
Yeah,
And does... But it's really just Mob and Reagan.
more or less.
I don't really care for anyone else.
Mob's brother to a little
Yeah,
bit of
I
an
like
extent.
Mob's brother. That's fair.
I think the villain in season 2 is somewhat interesting.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, I mean, I would say Tatami Galaxy.
See, it's weird that I'm saying Zombie Galaxy, though, because I think it's so focused around Watashi.
It is. I agree.
So I'll go to Zombie Galaxy, even though that's weird. Plot.
Mob Psycho has a plot.
Yeah, Mob Psycho has a plot,
Yeah,
so
there's
gotta
not really
go
a-
Mob.
Tatami Galaxy is just a visual representation of somebody's internal conflict for the entire series.
Yeah, the whole series.
Yeah, that's all it is. Better fights. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, Mob.
obviously Mob. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously,
And they're
Mob.
sick.
They're great fights. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good fights. I think that Mob would win a fights category against a lot of really good series.
Well,
and
what
they're-
about the rock paper scissors battle in Tatami
Wow, and
Galaxy?
the drinking
shit.
episode. I mean, them drinking is peak fiction.
Hey.
The animation of their neck.
Oh,
my
so
goodness.
great. Yeah.
Better villains easily to Zombie Galaxy for me.
Yeah, yeah. Ozu is a great villain.
Yeah.
Definitely Ozu. Better direction.
Easily to Zombie Galaxy.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
Tatami Galaxy would be in my top 3 for direction, probably.
Hey.
I think it's phenomenally well directed.
OST.
I would go
Tatami
Tatami Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think the OST is really good there, too. OPs. Tatami Galaxy's OP is so good. I love it.
See, the problem is
A
Mob-
Lost Dog and Beats the Rain.
I'm gonna go with Mob.
You're going to go with Mob?
Yeah, the two Mob
Yeah.
OPs are really fucking good.
The first
They're
Mob
good.
OP
They're
is
good.
very good.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the second.
I think the
one.
first one's significantly better,
Yeah.
but I take the first Mob OP over the Tatami Galaxy OP.
I would not. I would take Tatami Galaxy all the way. Better animation. Easily Tatami Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say
It's so
Tatami-
well made.
Yeah, I mean, normally when we're talking about animation, we kind of generalized to visuals.
Yes.
So, in that regard, definitely Tatami Galaxy. If we're strictly talking about how things move, it's Mob.
I agree. Yes. If we were talking about just how things move, especially in a fighting context of Mob, I think it's better. But I think that the overall visual elements of Tatami Galaxy are sensational.
Absolutely.
Top of what's his name's head, 0%.
That was hysterical.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, so fucking funny. Better best
episode, Tatami Galaxy.
Tatami
Yep.
Galaxy.
Tatami Galaxy.
I think 10 and 11 are both better than anything in Mob.
I agree.
Yeah.
Overall, better series, Tatami Galaxy.
Yeah.
Gotta give it to Tatami Galaxy.
Okay.
So moving on to Mob Psycho and One Punch Man. I've heard a lot of great things about these. I really do want to watch them. What do you guys have to say?
I think that they're both pretty entertaining. I think they're fun. I would give MC to One Punch Man, though.
Yo, I didn't think you'd agree with me. Yes. I fucking love Saitama. I much prefer him to Mob, personally.
I think that Mob will probably end up better by the end. And I think if the Season 3 gets confirmed, which I assume it will, I think that's supposed to be the end of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the next arc of One Punch Man is actually really great. And that it's a step up from where they're at right now.
Fair enough.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Saitama does more too. Although I know most people who are in the manga pretty deep really like Garu, so he might take more of a spotlight role as he did in season 2.
Fair. Well, I think that Saitama's struggle with, like, boredom and sort of how his arc relates to capitalism, I think, is pretty damn interesting.
Yeah,
You know?
like what do you do once you've already won? Once
Yeah.
you've already achieved everything, how do you find entertainment when there is no struggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Better cast. I mean, I love the One Punch Man cast. I think everyone's hysterical. I think there's some good characters who play fairly minor roles, but are pretty like well written, like King, or I think Garu is really great. Or
Genos?
yeah, Genos. Genos is pretty strong.
I think I'd lean Mob. I don't think any of them really hit any of the side characters all that well. I think Mob and Saitama, like I said Saitama, but I think they're fairly close.
Sure.
And then there's Reagan, who is far better than Genos in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I prefer Reagan to Genos.
And then there's just a lot of the random side characters I think are more fun in Mob than in One Punch Man.
Well, I definitely prefer all the random side characters in One Punch Man. Some are just terrible. Like fucking Puri Prisoner. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I thought she was obnoxious.
Bruh.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, better plot. I'd say Mob Psycho as of now, but I'd be shocked if I didn't think it's One Punch Man later on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the One Punch Man plot, if we're talking about like where they're at in their story, I think that Mob has just completed like smaller arcs versus One Punch Man that is in the midst of a larger arc that I think will be better.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean.
I think that the plot for it, especially for where it is better in One Punch Man.
Fair enough. I just don't really
Yeah,
do that.
Sure.
Better fights. One Punch Man. One
Oh,
Punch Man.
fights are amazing.
They're just short and they're
Saitama
incredible.
versus Boros.
Yeah, that one's incredible.
Incredible. But then some of the fights just for their comedic value.
Yeah.
Like shit. Who's the? It's an episode like 3, where Saitama explains his
His
routine.
workout regimen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That fight is amazing.
Just because he's explaining the routine.
Yeah, but that fight's great.
Yeah.
Better villains. And I'd say
You
One
like
Punch-
Garu.
I'd say One Punch Man for Garu and Boros.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't really think anyone in Mob is all that interesting as a villain.
No.
Better direction. I would probably say Mob.
See, that's the problem. I would absolutely say One Punch Man Season 1. I would
Yeah.
absolutely not say One Punch Man Season 2.
Sure.
I think... So, I guess Mob in consistency?
Yeah, I mean, I think Mob's direction's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just don't think it's as good as One Punch Man Season 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Better OST. None of them really stuck out to me.
No, I think Mob's OST is pretty solid. I think I would
Yeah.
go Mob.
Alright.
Yeah.
OPs and EDs. One Punch Man, come on.
Yeah, One Punch Man. I thought you were going to disagree with me. I was going to get angry. Yeah, I think the One Punch Man first OP is, like, in my top 10.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah.
it is pretty
Oh, I
damn
love it.
good.
It's great.
Better OPs and EDs. We
what
already
you
said
said,
that.
yeah.
Better animation. Again, we have a problem with
Yeah.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man
Easily
Season
One Punch Man Season 1 is better than Mob, but then Mob is clearly better than Season 2 of One Punch Man.
I mean, I think that, especially in animation, I think the gap between One Punch Man Season 1 and Mob is pretty huge.
I
So
was
I
gonna I was going to say the opposite. I was going to say the gap between Mob Psycho and One Punch Man Season 2 is much larger than the gap between One Punch Man Season 1 and Mob Psycho.
And I think as you get more towards the ceiling of what animation is capable of, I think that smaller differences become more pronounced. I think that it's more impressive that One Punch Man is pushing towards that ceiling of sort of peak animation in Season 1 versus Mob Psycho that's good but not special, being better than One Punch Man Season 2 being kind of meh. But either way, I think it's pretty close.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Better best episode. I'm going to go Mob on this one.
I think I would too, actually. Go Mob, and it would be the
Reagan episode.
Reagan episode, yeah. Okay.
Overall better series. I think I've come to disagree with you here.
Have you? You're
Yep.
a Mob guy?
I think I'm a Mob guy.
Gross. Yeah, I think it's One Punch Man, and I actually don't think it's close at all. I would give One Punch Man a 7, and I would give Mob a 6. And I have my, ratings 1 point apart as being a pretty big margin.
I have them both at 6s.
Fair.
All right, moving on. So this is JoJo. Is this specifically Part 4 and Hunter x Hunter?
No, it's just JoJo versus Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, so we can
you
see.
can't really see because of the text box, but it is Gon and Kite in the style of JoJo.
Yeah, but then we have Palm, we have Knuckle as Josuke, and
Oh, yeah, that
Shoot.
is Palm, you're right,
We
you're
have
right.
Meruem and Komugi in the background walking. This is a really cool picture. We have Ikalgo, and is that... Oh, that's P2 as the stray cat. That's hysterical.
Oh, that's great. You're right.
Yeah, and then I don't know who Rohan's supposed to be, but I see Alaka next to him.
Oh, and
Is
then
that
the
supposed-
octopus dude is Hayato.
Oh, yeah, he is. Okay.
All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this picture's pretty sick.
This is really cool artwork.
Yeah, I agree.
If you
If we took it
if
from
you
somebody,
made this
then
artwork,
yeah.
please let us know,
Yeah,
and
we don't want
we
to
will
take it
credit
ourselves.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just really fucking cool. But better MC between. So is this all of JoJo?
Yes,
So we have a problem.
we do have a problem.
Except, so Mark, you have read Part 6 and Part 7, where I have not. I would put Gon over any anime JoJo MC, pretty handily.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have come around to thinking that Jolene is better than any anime JoJo as well.
Okay.
Especially if we were leaning more on writing than just being fun and charismatic, which I would give Joseph the edge for. I would absolutely take Johnny from Part 7 over Gon, without a doubt. And Jolene versus Gon would be kind of a toss-up for me, but I
Interesting.
agree. I would take Gon over any of the other JoJos.
All right. Better cast. So again, I haven't read Part 6 or 7. I would take Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Handily.
I would take Hunter x Hunter's cast over JoJo parts 1 through 6, and then part 7. I think it sort of depends on your values and if you prefer sort of the best characters in the work that get most of the screen or panel time, or you want a deeper cast. I think that Hunter x Hunter is a much deeper cast than just JoJo part 7, but I think that. Definitely Gyro and maybe Funny and maybe Johnny are better than anyone in Hunter x Hunter. So, also if you include the totality of JoJo's as one thing, if that's how you were going to look at it, then I definitely think JoJo's has the best cast, just because of the scope of it.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I think that really depends on just what you're looking at.
All right. Then better fights. Oh, no, better plot. I would take Hunter x Hunter. I don't. I mean, again, I've only seen parts 1 through 5. I don't think it's close, though.
Yeah, this is how a lot of these are going to go. I think that the Steel Ball Run plot is probably my favorite plot in anime.
Okay.
And I would take it over Hunter x Hunter, obviously. But I wouldn't take any other JoJo part over it.
Okay. Better fights. Now, here we might disagree, because you love stands where I don't really love
stands.
them.
I think they're so cool.
I
think
would
they're by far the
easily give it
best.
to Hunter x Hunter, though. Again, I've only seen parts 1 through 5.
Yeah, I mean, again, I definitely think part 7 has better fights than Hunter x Hunter, but I actually think that part 4 also has better fights than Hunter x Hunter.
Couldn't imagine thinking that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean...
Mark, Zero and Rose is better than...
I agree. I think that...
much better.
Yeah, I think that Hunter x Hunter has 3 fights that are better than JoJo Part 4, but I think that pretty much every JoJo Part 4 fight is better than any other Hunter x Hunter fight.
See, I would give Hunter x Hunter at least 15 out of the top 20 between them.
Yeah, I mean, I love stands. I think they're way more interesting than Nen.
Oh, so do I. I don't think Nen's interesting at all.
Oh, okay.
I think Nen's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
just
really understand the Nen praise. People,
I don't either.
People really like Nen and talk about it as this like really well done, balanced power system. It's the same thing as Chakra.
Oh, yeah.
Kai, or whatever else.
See, I thought it was
It's not fleshed out all that.
No,
well.
I
don't
thought it was-
understand the Nen love.
when I was getting into Hunter x Hunter, I was expecting it to be really interesting, and then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they've introduced all these rules. It's this really grounded power system. That's what I've heard. Everything sticks to these rules. This is interesting. And then Grandpa Zoldyck spawns a dragon, and I was like, okay, so this is nonsense.
Yeah.
That wasn't established.
Stands follow their rules, at least. Stands follow their rules.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
think that in terms of the mechanisms that go into fights, I think that JoJo wins over any other series. And that is the reason why I like the fight so much. I think that what is happening, sort of dissecting the fight, how people are strategizing, I find to be very interesting. I love JoJo fights to death. I would take JoJo's fights over Hunter x Hunter's.
I strongly disagree in that I think that Hunter x Hunters are significantly better animated. I think most of the time they have more to say about the character. I think the strategy in most JoJo fights isn't done very well, and it has the best 3 fights by a lot.
Well, I mean...
Again, I haven't read part 7, but you said your perspective, so I said mine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Since we're not going to come to an agreement on that.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to come to an agreement there.
Better villains. Again, I've only seen parts 1 through 5. I would easily say Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could make an argument either way for Funny versus Meruem, and then I wouldn't try to make an argument for... Actually, you know what? I would take Kira over any other Hunter x Hunter villain besides Meruem.
I would too.
Yeah. I don't understand the Chrollo love really at all.
Oh, I don't either.
So, yeah.
All right.
I think I'd lean JoJo, but I can
Well,
understand.
to
either
me,
way.
I don't have fun.
Yes, you don't have Funny, of course. Yeah,
I don't have, and Dio gets a lot of development in part
In
6.
part 6,
I
he
don't
does.
have that.
yeah, you're right.
Better
But again, I
direction.
think that's really close. Better direction. I would say Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
I
Hunter
agree.
x Hunter for sure. Yeah,
Better OST.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say Hunter x Hunter, but Giorno's theme is great.
Very true.
OPs and EDs. That's tough. Departure's sick, but
No, it's JoJo.
I was going to give it to JoJo too, but it's... Departure would be an above average JoJo OP.
I would take Departure as probably the third best JoJo OP,
Yeah.
below Season 5 Part 1, Fighting Gold, and Battle Tendencies OP. I know that you prefer the Part 1 OP, but
Yeah.
yeah. But either way,
Yeah.
I agree. Third.
Animation. Hunter x Hunter, because it moves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I really like the art style of JoJo a lot. I think it's super interesting, but the animation and the movement work is definitely better in Hunter x Hunter.
Better best episode. I mean, unless you want to say Steel Ball Run, I couldn't see any sort of argument for JoJo here.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. I don't think you could make any sort of argument that isn't any basis besides just I like it more for an anime JoJo episode over Hunter x Hunter's best episode. If we were to do the manga conversion, I would take what will hopefully eventually be an episode of Steel Ball Run over Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. Overall, better series. I've only seen parts 1 through 5. I would easily say Hunter x Hunter, and I don't think it's close.
With only 1 through 5 on the table, I would agree with you, and I don't think it's close. If you add part 6, that doesn't change my opinion at all. I think that Steel Ball Run on its own is significantly better than Hunter x Hunter, but the rest of JoJo's is not. So I would just say, sort of like how we will rank things, Chimera Ant is better than the other thing, but the other thing is better than the rest of Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, that's like most things, though.
Yeah. Steel Ball Run, I think, is significantly better than Hunter x Hunter, which is significantly better than any other JoJo part.
All right.
Sure. Moving on.
More Hunter x Hunter talk.
More
Hunter x Hunter and
talk.
FMA.
This is,
you
so
have a
nobody's compared these two series.
You have a
before.
post on this.
Yeah, I have a whole post on this. I think we should just go through this pretty quickly. I think
Yeah.
we've already covered
Better
these two.
MC, going,
Going better MC, for sure.
cast.
Hunter x Hunter.
Really?
Yeah, I would
Interesting.
say Hunter x Hunter
Okay.
for cast.
Plot.
Keeper cast.
Plot FMA.
Plot FMA.
Fights.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yep. Villains.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yep. Direction.
Hunter x Hunter.
OSC. Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter.
OPs and EDs. FMA.
FMA.
Animation. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I would probably say Hunter x Hunter.
Mark.
It's close though.
Better best episode.
Hunter x Hunter.
All right. Overall better series.
Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. Cool.
But again, this is Chimera Ant is better than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood by a good bit, but Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is significantly better than any other part of Hunter x Hunter.
Absolutely. Fate. Is this Zero and
Again, if
Heaven's
anyone's
Feel?
getting triggered, these are very much just our opinions. We are not trying to present these as facts. We're just strongly stating opinions about something that we are passionate about.
This is Zero and Heaven's Feel here?
Yes, that's what that is. Zero
Okay,
and
so
Heaven's Feel.
here's the thing. I love Zero. This is going to be a stomp, though, for Heaven's Feel.
I agree.
Okay,
I
MC.
just thought it'd be an interesting advertisement for Heaven's Feel.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
why I put it
MC,
in.
Shiro easily, and
Shiro
it's because
easily,
of the events of Heaven's Feel
Feel
3.
free.
So if you
Yep.
haven't seen that and you think we're nuts, just wait. Better cast, Heaven's Feel.
Yep, Heaven's Feel 3.
I mean, you have Shiro, Rin, Sakura.
Oh, yeah.
I like Ryder a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Plot,
Heaven's Feel 3.
Heaven's Feel?
Yep.
Just Heaven's Feel? Yeah.
Yep. Fights.
Heaven's Feel?
3.
Yeah.
Yep. mhm.
Well, you don't have to, this is just
villains-
Heaven's Feel, right? This
Villains,
isn't 3?
it's the same villain.
But, ooh, that is
kinda
weird.
Not.
That's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to quantify the villain of
I'm
Heaven's Feel.
going to go Heaven's Feel, though.
I agree.
Because there's 2 contenders.
Yes.
And, hey,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Better direction.
From what we've seen.
From what
of
we've
Heaven's
seen
Feel.
of the
Yeah.
first 2 movies, I'd go Heaven's Feel.
Yeah.
OST.
Heaven's Feel.
I might go Zero on this one. Zero's got an interesting OST.
I don't know. I really like the Heaven's Feel OST.
Fair enough.
I would take Heaven's Feel. But
OPs
fair
and
enough.
EDs. So here's the thing. Heaven's Feel doesn't have an OP.
Yeah.
Zero does. But Zero's OPs are bad. But in the visual novel, there is an OP for each route, and it's better than Zero's OP. So I'm going to say Heaven's Feel.
All right. Valid.
Yeah. Better animation. Well, it's newer and by the same studio, so Heaven's Feel.
Heaven's Feel.
Better best episode. The climax of Heaven's Feel is definitely better than the climax of Zero.
Oh yeah, it's very similar, but significantly better.
Yeah, so overall better series. Heaven's Feel.
Yep. Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feel. Really sick.
So fucking
So
good.
sick.
Alright, so
This is all you.
this is all me. You've seen Clannad, but I have
Yo,
not.
Jeff, have you seen these stories?
I have not seen Clannad.
Or Hibike Euphonium.
No, I haven't seen either of them.
Alright.
I'm
They're
excited
really
to hear
good.
what you have to say about them, though. I'll see if I agree with you after
Oh,
this.
wow.
So I thought this one was actually pretty interesting, and because I would say the MCs are fairly comparable, which is weird because I do rate UFO lower, and looking at this kind of made me question that.
Sure.
Because I think that Kumiko and Tomiya are fairly comparable. I think just Tomiya is just grappling with more interesting things.
Sure, but that plays into his character.
It does, but I think Kumiko is a more complex character
Okay.
in terms of how her arc is structured and
Sure.
how her characterization plays out. I think she's super interesting. I love her. Better cast, I'd go UFO because but they're both super centered on their main character. But I would take the next 4 UFO characters over the next Clannad character. Clannad's so centered on Tomiya.
Yeah.
Better plot. UFO has a plot. It's about them working towards being a competitive wind ensemble.
There's a plot in Clannad. In Clannad After Story.
Not really.
I mean, there kind of is.
Oh, I actually,
It is slice of lifey, but
It's- I actually was invested in the plot of UFO. They're training for the competition, and it's done well.
Okay, sure, sure.
So I'd give it to UFO.
And I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Better fights. So this is weird because there's a couple fights in Clannad, but they're kind of bad. And there's no fights in UFO unless you count someone hitting their daughter.
Yeah, I mean, just skip that.
Yeah, better villains. They don't have villains. Better direction.
They're romantic slice of life shows.
Hey,
I don't know if Euphonium is too romantic.
that's not romantic. Villains. No, we got through that. Direction. That's tough.
I'm curious, because Clannad's direction is very good.
See, I would go Clannad if we're strictly talking about the TV series, but there's a spin-off movie from Euphonium called Liz and the Bluebird,
Sure.
and I would say that.
Okay.
Because it's a different director. It's a different
Okay.
art style. It's the same director as Sound Voice, Naoko
Yeah.
Yamada.
Okay.
And it's fantastically directed. So, That's up to you if you count Liz and the Bluebird as part of Euphonium or not. Better OST, Clannad. Like, I love UFO's OST, but it's not close. OPs and EDs, UFO, easily. Animation, UFO, same studio, just newer. Better best episode, Clannad. Overall better series, Clannad.
Do you have 18 as the best episode of Clannad?
Yes.
Okay.
And what is the best episode of? I don't remember the number. I think it's season 2, episode 10 of UFO.
Okay.
All right, moving on. This is all you. Gintama versus Berserk.
Ooh. Yeah, so I want to say this is controversial, but I don't really know if it is. Because you have, A, the highest rated thing on my anime list from the whole site, and B, 6 out of the top 10 on the
Something
anime
like
side?
that. Yeah, something like that.
So I love Gintama to death. I did, when we originally did the best characters list, have Guts over Gintoki. I don't think this at all anymore. I think Gintoki's character... I'm planning on doing a post on this, but I think that if you are to take any sort of criteria besides just writing a character arc and the depth and themes it represents, which is generally what me and Scott take most heavily into account, but if you were to consider anything else, then Gintoki blows any other character out of the water. He is the most well-rounded character I have seen in anything. He's hysterical. He's easily the funniest anime character. He covers a huge array of themes, relationships, and situations. He has the best fight in anime and manga. I could talk about how much I like Gintoki all day. I would give him the best MC nod. Better cast. Easily Gintama. I would probably take Gintama's cast over... It depends, again, like I was talking about before, if you think best cast is dependent on, do you have the best top-tier characters? Like, if you were to compare casts by looking at the top 5 characters from each show or manga, respectively, and consider that to be the best cast, then I don't think it does. But if you are to look at the depth of a cast, I think Gintama is definitely the best cast overall. There are 25, 30 Gintama characters who actually have a character arc and are interesting and serve the plot well and come back in recurring fashion that matters. They are excellent. It is actually amazing how strong of a cast Gintama has, especially at the high end where you have those lead characters. Better fights, as I just said. I think that Gintama has the best fight in anime and manga, and we're about to get another amazing fight when the manga only section comes out. That's something I want to highlight in general with this comparison. If you have not read the the climax of Gintama as a series, and you think comparing it to Berserk is insane, well, you haven't experienced the best part of Gintama from a dramatic perspective.
Did you cover plot?
Did I just skip plot?
I thought you went from cast to fights.
Oh, yes, I did. Well, circle back to plot. I would take Berserk.
Okay, now my question is, would you take the climax of Gintama over the Eclipse? Just because I want to see if we're going to hype people up. And you like the Eclipse a lot more than I do.
I like the Eclipse quite a bit. The climax of Gintama almost made me cry. It's amazing.
All right.
Better villains. See, this is tough because I think Griffith is the best villain between the two, for sure. But Takasugi, as well as Utsuro, are both incredible villains that I think are both completely reasonable to put in the top 5. I'll give it to Berserk, but I don't know, man. Better direction. Give it to Berserk. Again, we're talking about more so paneling and use of visual representation because it's a manga, but giving it to Berserk for sure. Better OST, Berserk because it's the best OST. Better OPs, EDs. Gintama has amazing OPs.
Mark, the Berserk OP's so good.
It's
so good. It's so good.
It would be a bottom 3 Gintama.
I haven't seen it done,
There's 21 of them.
Hey.
And sort of similar to Monogatari, I would put a bunch of them in my top 20 if I wasn't limited. Better animation. Well, the Gintama anime is better animated than the Berserk anime, but the Berserk manga is far better drawn than any Gintama thing. Overall, best episode. So there we really get the Eclipse versus the
Climax of Gintama.
Climax of Gintama in the Silver Soul Aftermath arc. I think you could also say episode 305 of Gintama here. And my answer is just I really don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know. I really can't pick one. And then for overall better series, I'm going to give it to Gintama. I
Hey.
think Berserk has a very good chance and probably likely will overtake it if it ever gets fucking finished. But at the moment, Gintama is finished. It's incredible. It's the most multifaceted, entertaining, but also extremely well-written series that I've seen. So, it's my answer.
All right. Moving on to the Tatami Galaxy and FLCL. I fucking love FLCL so much.
Yeah, I mean, I thought a little differently on this when I first watched Tatami Galaxy, but I think that I was being a little too strong there. I've come back around to FLCL.
All right. Well, we can get into this. Better MC. I'm going Naota. I think it's
Yeah,
Pretty handily.
I would take Naota.
By a billion.
yeah.
Naota by a billion.
Oh yeah. Better cast. FLCL has a cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. FLCL's
Does have
cast
cast.
Yeah.
is better.
Better plot. Neither of them have a plot.
Yeah, no, neither of them have any
Yeah,
plot
it's
at
a
all.
I mean, FLCL has a plot, but it's just so irrelevant,
yeah, very.
and it's not like explored, and it's not even supposed to be explored.
Yeah,
So it's just a wash. Better fights.
FLCL.
Yeah,
There
it
are
has fights.
and they're
fights.
They're really well made.
Yeah.
They're super interesting. They're nonsense, but they're super interesting.
Yeah. Better villains. Now, I kind of forgot about this on a villains list. Haruko's kind of a villain.
Yeah, Haruko's a villain. I mean,
I-
she's the antagonist at least.
Yeah, I think I would give it to FLCL, and
Sure, yeah.
I kind of sad I missed her on my best villains list.
Valid.
So I think I would have had her.
Better direction. This might be one we disagree on. I definitely think that Tatami Galaxy is better directed.
I agree.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Hey,
Didn't think you were gonna agree with me. I expected an argument there, but yeah.
No,
Tatami Galaxy
agree.
is. I don't know if I'd take any series over it directing wise. Maybe Monogatari. But
I dig Ava.
okay, fair enough. OST?
Oh, FLCL.
Yeah,
Come on.
Easily FLCL.
Oh,
Easily
it's
FLCL.
so
It has to be.
FLCL.
It has to be.
Oh, it's not close.
The pillows?
Oh, so good. OPs and EDs. I'm going to Tatami Galaxy. The FLCL doesn't have OPs, and I don't really love the ED. Ride on Shooting Star song.
Yeah, I agree.
Better animation. It's Tatami Galaxy.
It's Tatami Galaxy.
Better best episode. It's so episode 6 of FLCL.
Episode 6 of FLCL is really fucking sick.
Oh,
man.
it's so
good.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's wild because every time I rewatch it, I am amazed at how much is in episode 6. How much of the quality is derived from episode 6.
Oh yeah.
Overall, better series, FLCL.
FLCL.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
I agree.
This is Gintama versus Monogatari. I haven't seen Gintama, and I'm so sad because you're going to shit on Monogatari. And I am so high on Monogatari lately. It's so good, other than everything that's horrible about it.
Yeah, I mean, other than all the really problematic aspects
Yeah.
of Monogatari, it's an amazing series.
It
I'm
really
not gonna,
is.
I'm not going to shit on it, though. I love Monogatari. It is an incredible series. It is very high up on my best anime list.
Yeah, but you're going to give it to Gintama on almost everything here. Except direction, I assume.
So, better MC. As I was saying before, I think if you are to look at everything in a character, not just their writing and depth, as they apply to a character arc and thematic development. If you look at everything, their charisma, their interactions with the cast, the humor, everything, yada yada, I think Intoki is the clear-cut number 1 in anime. I would take Araragi number 2, though. I think all things considered, I'd probably take Araragi second. He is super interesting and multi-dimensional on a lot of fronts, although some of the humor is kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sketchy, but definitely taking Gintoki as a better MC, for sure. Better cast. And again, this comes down to what you're considering here. I think there's an argument to be made that Monogatari has a better set of top 5 to 7 characters, but it is sort of limited to that number. Whereas Gintama is much deeper than that. And even at that, I think Gintama can probably compete, because I would take Gintoki over Araragi. I would take Shinobu over Takasugi as the second best character from each. I would take... I would probably take Kagura over Hanakawa. No, you know what? I would probably go Gintama. Either way.
I thought you had Shoyo.
Oh yeah, you're right.
As the third best
I do
Gintama
have
character?
Shoyo as the third best Gintama character, and he is certainly better than Hanakawa. That was just I just wasn't thinking.
Okay.
Shoyo is absolutely better than Hanakawa. I'm giving cast to Gintama. Better fights.
Plot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Better plot. Gintama has a plot.
Oh, this
Monogatari
hurts.
doesn't have a plot.
It doesn't have a plot. It's
Doesn't have
just
a
all over
plot.
the place.
It's all dialogue.
Better fights. Gintama has fights that are actually Monogatari has some fights.
Yes, well animated fights.
Very well. Everything in Monogatari is
Yeah,
incredibly well animated.
it has
Yes.
Araragi versus Kishat is probably the best fight in there,
Yeah.
and
I
that one's
agree.
an interesting fight.
I think that the Rainy Day Devil versus Araragi is really interesting too. I
Yeah.
like the backgrounds in it. Especially.
Oh, how they
Yeah.
changed the color is very
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, I would give fights to Gintama. Better villains. Again, there really aren't villains in Monogatari, and I wasn't even that happy about giving Berserk better villains over Gintama, so giving that to Gintama. Better direction. Well, now Monogatari does get to win one. I think that Monogatari wins direction by quite a bit. And maybe overall against anything. A better OST, I will give to Monogatari. I think the Monogatari OST is incredible. Better OPs. You know what? Yeah, I'll give it to Monogatari.
Has to be. Has to be.
You haven't seen good. You've seen no Gintama OP.
Has to be.
You've
Yeah,
never
but
seen a Gintama OP.
Mark, have you ever heard Mozo Express?
I have.
Platinum Disco?
Hey,
Yeah, I know.
An eye
I
circulation?
just agreed with you. I just
Red
agreed
Eye
with you.
Circulation is a banger.
I just agreed with y'all.
hey,
Better animation, very easily Monogatari, but it's the best animation. So, yeah. Better best episode would be, even if we don't include the best part of Gintama, which is the manga only section, episode 305, Sworn Enemy of Gintama, I think is significantly better than any Monogatari episode. I feel like that really did sound like I was just kind of ripping on Monogatari. Which
I know.
which I feel bad about, because I think the series are like kind of close. It really is sort of just the categories they have here, even though they are really categories that define series. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think Gintama's better, but I think it's pretty close. And if somebody had seen both and they said Monogatari is better, I wouldn't even feel the need to argue. I'd just say, okay, yeah, I completely see that. So, Gintama by like almost nothing, but just winning every category by a bit. So,
all right.
yeah,
Continuing on.
yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, more Gintama.
More Gintama.
Oh, and JoJo. So this is all you.
JoJo. Okay, yeah. I'm talking a little more. Yeah, I mean, I just talked about Gintama and JoJo for a while, so I'm going to fly through this. Better MC, Gintoki. I don't think I'm surprising anyone there. Better cast, Gintama. Honestly, even if you do include all of JoJo's, I think that Gintama is going to have like 15 of the top 20 characters. Better plot. Again, this is the Steel Ball Run thing. I think that Steel Ball Run as a whole versus Gintama is insanely close, and I actually don't know how I would call that. But I definitely think the Steel Ball Run plot is better than Gintama, but I'd take the Gintama plot over the rest of JoJo. Better fights, go Gintama. Better villains, I'll go Gintama. Better direction, I would probably go JoJo.
All right.
Better OST, I would go JoJo. Better OPs, I would go Gintama. Better animation, I would go JoJo. Better best episode, I would go Gintama. And overall better series, I think Steel Ball Run versus Gintama is pretty close. But I would take Gintama over the rest of JoJo's by a landslide.
All right. Moving on.
Yep.
Star Wars versus Legends of the Galactic Heroes. I just thought this one was interesting because I think that Legends of the Galactic Heroes wins in terms of overall better series by landslide, but I could see some of these categories flipping.
Yeah.
Better MC, now it's Galactic Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them.
I
both Yang and Reinhardt are better than any Star Wars MC, and it's not close.
Yeah, I don't like when people do the. If you think this, you must have just not seen this. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine seeing both of these series and thinking that Luke or Anakin is even close to Reinhardt or Yang.
So here's my question for you: where would you put, I guess to avoid spoilers, the main character of Knights of the Old Republic 1? How would you feel about that?
Interesting.
See, I
It's
mean,
been a while since I played that game. I do love that game quite a bit. I do think Knights of the Old Republic is better than the mainline Star Wars franchise, significantly. I actually don't even think he's the best character in Knights of the Old Republic, though.
okay, then whatever the best character is.
The best character, I think, is Kreia from
Two?
Knights of the Old Republic 2. And I would probably take her over Yang. but
Not Reinhardt? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about the main character of 1? Would you take him over Yang?
I think they're pretty close.
Him and Yang?
Yeah, but I haven't played Knights of the Old Republic in 7 years. So
Yeah, okay.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Better cast.
Legend of Galactic
Galactic Heroes.
I like Star Wars. I grew up on it, but like, there's like 7 characters in Galactic Heroes who would be like the best Star Wars character.
Yeah. Plot. Galactic Heroes.
Yeah.
The plot's so interesting. It's so
yeah,
intricate. It's so
great.
fantastic.
It's great.
And it's weird because the narrator spoils everything.
Everything. He
But it's
spoils it.
still so interesting.
Yeah, he's the villain. He's the
Yeah,
best,
honestly.
he's the best villain.
Yeah.
Is the narrator of Galactic Heroes.
So then on to fights. Star Wars.
Yeah, definitely Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
The
The Star Wars
fights-
fights are so cool.
They're so cool.
They're so cool.
The fights in Galactic Heroes are gibberish.
Oh, they're bad.
They're just badly animated
Yeah.
lines going across the
Yeah.
screen. That's it.
Unless you want to like talk about like the tactics of it, but I wasn't really counting that
I
as like
wasn't
a
really
fight.
counting that, yeah. Do you have something to say, Jeff?
I gotta check these series out. I've heard like great things about both, but you know, this isn't anything I have input on at the moment.
Fair.
Fair. Yeah.
Better
Star Wars,
villains
Star Wars,
does. Who counts as a villain in Galactic Heroes?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you are counting each other as villains,
Oh.
I think that they are better than Darth Vader or Darth Sidious, but I don't necessarily think of them as villains.
No, I don't either. I think the question is Oberstein. I don't count him as a villain, but I could see someone maybe doing so,
I
or
don't
the
think he is.
leader of the Free Planets Alliance, or the leader of the Fezon. And I would
Yeah.
take Darth Vader and Darth Sidious
I
over
love
them.
Galactic Heroes. That show is so good.
That show is so good, but I
Now
would.
I watched it like 3 months ago, and I'm like nostalgic for it.
But I would take Darth Vader and Darth Sidious over those two guys.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll give villains to Star Wars.
Sure. Better direction. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Star Wars is pretty well directed, to be honest.
Yeah. George Lucas, horrible writer.
Horrible writer.
Such
Great
a
director.
pretty solid director.
Good director.
Yeah. OST. Galactic Heroes.
Galactic Heroes, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, he's really good.
OPs and EDs.
Well,
I've
there
never
are-
heard a
Oh, you
Star
know
Wars-
what?
Oh,
I fucked it up.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's a
The
top
intro
tier
to
OP.
Star Wars, yeah.
That's a top tier OP. See,
Yeah. Super sick.
oh, the OST of Star Wars is really fucking good too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Ooh.
amazing. Oh, yeah. I did. Oh, shit. Yeah, I wasn't really even thinking about
Yeah,
that.
I wasn't thinking about
kinda
that
just
either.
Gave it to Galactic Heroes.
It might just be Star
It is
Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's totally Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Star Wars OST is incredible.
Absolutely.
It's so iconic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
OPs and EDs is tough because that opening crawl is iconic and amazing.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the
I would
ED
give it to.
Well, you skip the OPs and EDs in Galactic
Oh, yeah,
Heroes.
you're right. Yeah, I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah,
okay,
go
okay.
fuck yourself,
I will
Mark.
go fuck myself.
The EDs of Galactic Heroes are fantastic. I think I'm gonna go Galactic Heroes.
All right, fair enough.
It's so good. Better animation. Well,
Honestly, Galactic Heroes. The visuals
CGI?
of Star Wars are so bad.
you like the CGI? You mean?
Yeah.
No,
The visuals of Star Wars are awful.
No, it's Star Wars.
No. Okay, the new Star Wars movies, the 2000s, the original, not the original trilogy, episodes 1 through 3, as well as I guess the newer ones, have better production values than Legend of Galactic Heroes. But the OG Star Wars movies, the original trilogy, which is where all of Star Wars quality comes from, I think they look awful.
They're fine.
I mean, they're good for their time, but like, especially after watching 2001.
Oh, the
recently,
fact that was made,
the fact
like,
that, yeah, just the fact that
what,
that was
10
possible?
years? 10
I don't
years
know. The fact
before?
that was possible at the time makes me a little harsher on Star Wars.
Fair enough.
But no, I guess give it to Star Wars. Better animation.
Better best episode. So Galactic Heroes.
So I don't even know what the best episode of Galactic Heroes is, but I think there's like
I think it's
20 episodes that are better than the peak of Star Wars. So
Hey, fair. And then overall better series is Legend of Galactic Heroes by a lot. But I think it is interesting that it flipped back and forth a little bit.
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
All right,
I hope we
then
didn't piss off any huge Star Wars fans.
we might have.
We might have. But
So this one's interesting. It's not really that close, but
It
I thought
isn't
it'd be fun.
close.
I thought it'd be fun to talk about because they're the two big Gynax mecha series.
yeah,
Yeah.
Better MC. Oh, it's so Shinji.
it's
I
Shinji
love
over Simone.
Simone. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Simone, but it's so Shinji. Better cast. It's gonna be Ava in a landslide, isn't it?
Yeah. Buta
Cast
is kind of fire. I mean, like if we're talking about
Yeah.
the supporting cast.
I think honestly, if you wanted to say Shinji, Rei, and Asuka are all better than Simone, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
better cast. Yeah,
yeah.
better plot. This is
Still Evangelion.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, even just the end of Evangelion, a lot of it is sort of character development more so than plot. But the character development is the plot.
I mean-
Third Impact is the plot. It's what's happening in the story. If I were to explain a plot of a show to you, I'm explaining to you what's happening in the show.
I mean-
if I explain Evangelion to you, it is the progression towards Third Impact.
I think there's a difference between plot and story. I think that the story is the character development, but there is the plot. I think if you took out all the scenes that are like within Shinji's mind in that movie, then it would be mostly plot.
Interesting.
I still think it's fairly interesting.
Yeah,
I could go either way on this
it
one.
would be 2001.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you took out all of
Valid.
the
All the character development.
yeah, all the character development
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to.
to Ava.
I'll give it to Ava mostly because I'm just gonna stan. But I stan both series, so I could go either way.
Yeah.
Better fights. So this one's interesting because
It is.
there's like one Ava fight that's far better than any fight.
Yeah.
Is that all?
The best anime fight.
I don't know though.
Y'all gotta watch Gintama, man.
No, but
You
like,
won't agree with me after you see it, but
like the average or not the average Gintama fight. The average Gurren Lagann fight is better than the average Evangelion
I would
fight.
say Gintama or not Gintama.
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann because it has like 19 of the top 20 fights between them. Like
Oh, the last fight in Gurren Lagann is just.
it's so sick.
It's not even close to
It's
that.
not like
It's
the
not-
number one is. Like,
it's not close
much of a
to.
blowout.
Okay.
I think it's.
They're gonna
relatively
combine,
close,
you
but-
know?
Alright, we can give it to Gurren Lagann. Better villains. Yeah, give it to Ava.
Yeah,
Do we
I
count Gendo as a villain? Because I normally do.
Yeah.
I agree. I
So-
would
It's
count
Evangelion
Gintama.
by
Yeah.
about $1 billion.
Yeah. Better direction, easily Ava. It's not close.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
certainly. Ava.
I mean, it's the best directed thing I've seen, so.
That
Hey.
one.
Yeah.
It's just Ava and
This guy
Utena,
didn't watch
really.
Synecdoche in New York, bro.
Like, they're Ava and Utena are just
I'm
lonely at the
kidding, I'm
top.
kidding, but-
They're lonely at the top. Better OC, Ava.
Yeah, for sure.
Better OP's Ava.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Animation. So then this is an interesting question where we're talking about, like, is it how it's moving or how they use the visual medium?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just dependent on that. I think Ava uses the visual medium better, but
Yeah.
I think that the movement and design. No, I wouldn't even say design.
No, I
no,
love
not
how the
I
love how the Evangelions look. I love
Yeah.
how they're like monstrous and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
skinny. They
designs,
look
yeah. No, I
emaciated.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
They look great.
Yeah.
So in terms of like fluidity, yeah, it's Gurren Lagann. But in terms of like,
I don't know if I'd even go fluidity. I mean, at least for End of Ava, I don't know if I'd go fluidity.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the,
Let's just
the
say Ava.
reconstructions.
I would say Ava.
I
I'm
would
taking
go
it.
Ava.
I'm taking it. Yeah.
All right. Better, best Ava.
Yeah,
Come on.
Evangelion.
All right. So one.
It is the better 7 best episodes between them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just 19 through 26.
No, I wouldn't put 21 over 27 of Gurren
21 is a
Lagann.
little bit of a dip, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
Fair, but even still at 7 because I don't know how to count.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Because 19 through 26 is 8 episodes.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then overall better series.
Evangelion.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not close.
No, it's not
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. So
love
then.
Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
It's-
Gurren
Gurren
Lagann
Lagann's a great
is
show.
incredible.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
It's
Gurren
a 9
Lagann.
on MAL for me, but
It's an 8 from me.
I give it an 8.
yeah.
It's fantastic. But
Alright.
I think that's it.
Is that it? Is that our last slide?
That's it, yeah.
Alright. Cool. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I think comparing things is cool. It's a good way to look at series on a more granular level and based on things that we wouldn't normally talk about. So
Yeah.
I always like doing that, and we got to talk about some series that we don't normally. So
Absolutely,
That's
I
cool.
agree.
Good time.
yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
Have a good one.